students, good day. So again, this is teacher Teresa. Another week, another topic. Last time, we discussed about telling times and um, understanding routine, right? So today, or in this week, we will going to move on and let's focus on exercise letter C. So if you have your book, can you please get that book and also pen for you to write the answers on each exercises, okay? So in exercise letter C, we will be focusing on listening. So all of this activity will be focused on listening skills. And the aim for this one is to understand a schedule, okay? Now, before we move forward, let's have a vocabulary activity here in exercise number 1. And it says here, listen and number. So, all we need to do is we need to listen and write numbers on each circle. So, we're going to write numbers 1 to 8 for each circle. So, if you're ready, let's listen.
Track 4-10. Number 1. This is the end of the day. This is when...
Oh, sorry. That's not the correct one. This one. Sorry. Okay?
Track 4-9.
Number 1. Night, night. Number 2. Tomorrow, tomorrow. Number 3. Afternoon, afternoon. Number 4. Weekend, weekend. Number 5. Today, today. Number 6. Morning, morning. Number 7. Practice, practice. Number 8. Evening, evening.
Alright, so I hope you listen carefully and let's try to answer this one. So the first one, or number 1, is the word night. Okay. Next, number 2, tomorrow. Number 3, afternoon. Number 4, weekend. Number 5, today. Number 6, morning. Number 7, practice. And number 8 is evening. Alright, so please take note of the answer, students. And for you to understand these words better, I translate them in Thai. Okay, so let's start with the word morning. Morning in Thai is this one. So you can write it on your book or notebook. It depends on you. But please take note of the translation for each words because this will help you a lot in building your vocabulary skills. Okay, now let's move on to today. Today is the meaning in Thai. Let's move on to evening. This is the meaning in Thai. Practice, afternoon, tomorrow, night, and weekend. So please write it down in your book or your notebooks. And let's move on to exercise number 2. So another listening activity here, students, and all we need to do is, what is the speaker describing? Listen and write the word. So for you to answer this one, all you need to do is you need to choose 4 words out from these vocabulary words here. So 1 word for each number. Alright, so if you're ready, let's listen to this one.
Track 4-10. Number 1. This is the end of the day. This is when you go to sleep. Number 2. This is the day after today. Number 3. This is after lunchtime. Number 4. This is when you wake up and get ready for your day.
Alright, so I hope you listen carefully on that audio. So let's try to answer this exercise here. So number 1 is the answer for that is night. Okay, so this is evening and this is night. So the difference between evening and night, evening starts at 6 p.m. Okay, 6 p.m. And night is where or the time where most of the people go to sleep. Alright. Next, number 2. tomorrow. Okay, the day after today. Example, if today is Monday, tomorrow will be Tuesday. That is tomorrow. Next, number 3, afternoon. So this is the time after lunch, afternoon. Next, number 4, morning. Time for you to get up. Okay, so please take note of the answer, students. Okay, if you're finished, let's move on to the next slide. So this time, let's go to exercise number 3. And it says here, talk with a partner. Now, since we are an online class setting, all we need to do, we're going to do it like this. I will be the one to ask you questions and you will be the one to read the answer. Okay, again, I'll be the one to ask you questions. These are some questions here. And you will be the one to read the answer. Can you do that? Alright, so if you can do that, let's start. What do you do in the morning? Okay, number 2. When is football practice? Alright, so I hope you're able to read the answers, and let's move on to exercise number 4. So exercise number 4, it says here, another listening activity. So listen and answer the questions. So all we need to do is we need to listen to the recording here, and we're going to fill in the blanks, the proper words or phrases to complete the sentence. Alright, so if you're ready, let's start.
Track 4-11.
Number 1. Samuel.
When does Samuel go to school?
He goes to school in the morning. Number 2. Zoe.
When does Zoe ride the bus?
She rides the bus at 4 o'clock to meet her friends. Number 3. Devin.
When does Devin's practice end?
His practice starts after lunch and ends at 2:30.
Alright, so I hope you listen carefully to the recording, and let's try to answer exercise number 4. So number 1, Samuel. It says here, when does Samuel go to school? So he goes to school in the morning. Next, number 2, Zoe. When does Zoe ride the bus? She rides the bus at 4 o'clock to meet her friends. And number 3, Devin. When does Devin's practice end? His practice starts after lunch and ends at 2:30. Alright, so please take note of the answers. And if you're ready or if you're finished, let's move on to exercise number 5 and 6. Okay, so another listening activity here, students. I want you to listen and match the activity to the time of the day. So I will be playing the audio, but before that, I will describe each pictures here. So in picture number 1, you can see that a family is in the dining room eating their food. Okay, they're eating together. Next, picture number 2, there is a police officer who are walking on the street, okay, wearing their uniform. And picture number 3 is, a man. I think this is a father, and he has his son and daughter. They having time together playing, I think. And picture number 4, you can see here a hand of a man and typing something in his laptop. Okay, he's writing something or typing in something. So if you're ready, let's listen.
Track 4-12. I wake up at 5 in the morning to go to work. I am a police officer. My job is hard, but I can come home in the afternoon. This lets me play with my children. In the evening, we cook and eat dinner together. After the kids go to sleep, I write in my office. I love writing at night. Then it's time for bed. My days are long, but rewarding.
Alright, so let's try to answer here. So I was trying to say that you need to match each picture for will if that picture happen in the morning or in the afternoon or in the evening or in the night, okay, based on the recording that you listen. Now, let's try to answer number one. So, number one happens in, or picture number one happens in the evening. So, they are eating their dinner for this picture. Yes, number two, or picture number two is happened in the morning. Okay, so obviously this man here is a police officer. Next, picture number three. So he goes, or he can come home. He can come home by the afternoon. Sorry. Okay, so the man here, or the police officer, can come home early in the afternoon. And the last picture, which is he do it every night. So he is writing or typing something in his laptop. Okay, so please take note of that. And let's move on to exercise number 6. Now it says here, listen again and complete the man's schedule. So we're going to listen again to the recording, and all you need to do is you need to write the missing word or words on each sentences. Okay? So if you're ready, let's start.
Track 4-12. I wake up at 5 in the morning to go to work. I am a police officer. My job is hard, but I can come home in the afternoon. This lets me play with my children. In the evening, we cook and eat dinner together. After the kids go to sleep, I write in my office. I love writing at night. Then it's time for bed. My days are long, but rewarding.
Alright, so this is an example of a schedule. Okay, so last time I let you answer a homework, right? And it focuses about your routine. Now, since we are talking about schedule, you can see here time and the things that he going to do in each time. So his day starts at 5 a.m., which is morning, then 3 p.m., which is in the afternoon, then 5 p.m. also in the afternoon, and 10 p.m. in night or in the evening. Okay, so let's try to complete each sentences. So I wake up at 5 in the morning. Okay, next, I can come home in the afternoon. Next, I can cook and eat dinner in the evening. And the last one, I love to write at night. Alright, so please take note of these, students. Okay, so you can see here, I wake up, I can come, I cook and eat. So these are some action words, or what we call verbs. And you can see here the time. Okay, the time or the schedule when he will going to do this. Like he wake up in 5 in the morning, and he can go home or come home in the afternoon, and he can cook and eat in the evening. Alright, so please take note of that, and let's move on. If you're finished, let's move on to the next one. So another listening activity again, students. All we need to do is we need to answer each questions here, and we're going to write your answer here. Now, before answering the question, let's all read first. Okay, we're going to read for you to practice your reading skills and your speaking skills as well. Okay, so repeat after me. Number 1, when does Dad go to work? Again, when does Dad go to work? Number 2, repeat after me. When does Josie go to school? Again, when does Josie go to school? Okay, number 3, repeat after me. When does Mom go to work? Again, when does Mom go to work? Okay, next, number 4, repeat after me. When does Bill go to practice? Again, when does Bill go to practice? Now, since we read all of these questions, let's start and let's listen carefully to the recording.
Track 4-13. Dad goes to work in the evening. He is a taxi driver. He comes home in the morning. Josie goes to school in the morning. Dad gives her a ride in his car.
Mom is a chef. She stays at home during the day. She goes to work in the afternoon. She takes Bill to football practice on the way to work. Sometimes I go with him. We walk home together after practice. It is almost nighttime when we get home.
Alright, so I hope you listen carefully to that one. And let's try to answer the questions here, okay? So question number 1, when does Dad go to work? So we're going to answer like this. Dad goes to work in the evening. Alright, next number 2, when does Josie go to school? Josie goes to school in the morning. Next, when does Mom go to work? So Mom goes to work in the afternoon. Next, number 4, when does Bill go to practice? So Bill goes to practice in the afternoon as well. Okay, so please take note of the answer, students. Okay. So take note, students. You're wondering what is when. Teacher, why we cannot use what, where, or why? Because when you say when, okay, the word when is telling you or asking you about the time of the day, okay, or the time, the date, when does the action happen. Example for this one, when. So you are asking about when does it happen? When does Dad go to work? Or what what time of the day does Dad go to work, right? So your answer should be Dad goes to work in the evening. So this is the answer, or this is how you answer questions starting with the word when. Okay, now if you're finished writing, let's move on to exercise number 8. So another listening activity here. All you need to do is you need to listen and answer the questions. Okay, so there are 2 questions here, and the number 3 is all about true or false. So if you're ready, let's start.
Track 4-14.
Hey, Amelia. How was the math test?
I think it went well. I'm glad the morning is over, though. What are your plans for this afternoon?
I have to finish my English paper. I wish I could enjoy the sunshine instead. Do you want to hang out after dinner?
I have to work tonight. Sorry. And tomorrow night I have practice. Maybe we can eat lunch together on Friday.
That's a great idea. See you then.
Alright, so I hope you listen carefully to that one, and let's try to answer these questions here. So number 1, let's read. Everybody repeat after me. Where is Amelia? Again, where is Amelia? Okay, so A, home, B, school, C, work, or letter D, practice. So which one do you think is the answer? So if your answer is letter B, you are correct. Okay, so please circle letter B. And let's move on to question number 2. So again, repeat after me. What time of the day is it? Again, what time of the day is it? Is it letter A, morning, B, night, C, evening, or D, afternoon? Which one is your answer? So if your answer is afternoon, you are correct. Now, let's move on to exercise number 3. So it says here, circle true or false. When you say true, it's correct. False if it is not correct. Ching may ching. Alright, now, everybody repeat after me. Amelia has practice in the morning. Again, Amelia has practice in the morning. Is it true or false? So if your answer is false, you are correct. It is not in the morning, but in the evening. Okay, next, letter B. Amelia has work at night. Again, Amelia has work at night. Is it true or false? So if your answer is true, you are correct. Next, letter C, rather. So Todd has to work tonight. Again, Todd has to work tonight. Is it true or false? So if your answer is false, you are correct. It should be Amelia here, not Todd. Okay, next, letter D. Todd has to finish an English paper. Again, Todd has to finish an English paper. So if your answer is true, you are correct. Alright, so please take note of the answer, students, and I think let's end our class here. And before we end our class or short discussion, let me ask you, or let me do some wrap up here. So today we discussed about schedule, right? Understanding the schedule and the word, or when are we going to use the word when. All right, so again, this is teacher Teresa. Thank you so much for listening to our short discussion. Hope to see you soon, students. Be safe and be healthy, and let's meet each other next week. Bye for now.